emergency garden. You can see all our plants are doing really well, which is lovely. We've got our posters in the ground today, but as Ludi was just saying, and as you may have seen on our social media updates, they have been being removed in the time between Wednesdays up until now. So we've been in discussion with the council about how we can move forward, keeping our climate emergency garden going and keeping it visible in the centre of Bradford. So I will update you now on the latest email that we've sent to Louise Williams, Bradford West Area Coordinator. So we've said to her, Dear Louise, I am writing on behalf of Bradford 2025 City of Climate Culture to ask again that Bradford Council accept United Nations quotes on posters and green love padlocks to remain in Centenary Square as part of its commitment to address the climate emergency. Please could we meet urgently to discuss this to come to a negotiated agreement? As you know, we discussed our plans with the Council's Operations Coordinator for Bradford 2025 City of Culture in February, well before we began the Climate Emergency Garden on the 2nd of April. In this year of Bradford's status as City of Culture, we have vowed to celebrate all environmental solutions and all peaceful demands that climate collapse is averted by the climate action that this humanitarian crisis demands. Our Climate Emergency Garden provides a focus for education and celebration of the power of humanity to address crises with humanity. The UN posters and the padlocks with messages written by the Bradford residents who bring them are an integral part of the Climate Emergency Garden. The sustainability plan of Bradford City of Culture includes the aim to educate about the climate crisis. This is precisely what we are doing in our public work, as you can see on the website. The United Nations has consolidated the scientific analysis that has led to the Paris Agreement that all national governments should do all possible to keep within 1.5 degrees above pre-industrial levels. As recognised by Bradford Council's own Climate Emergency Declaration in 2019, 2 degrees leads to enormous harm. Thank you for offering a space for plants in Centenary Square for a climate emergency garden. However, your conditions that there be no posters and no padlocks kept on the garden and no amplification during the weekly ceremonies at the climate emergency garden takes the purpose from that garden. It must reasonably be accompanied by an attractive public statement of celebration of climate and environmental solutions, from personal recycling to community care of natural resources to moving rapidly away from energy-based on burning fossil fuels. The suggestion that United Nations statements are too political to be displayed and that words written on padlocks by Bradford residents are also too political to be displayed cannot be accepted. The United Nations words on the posters are act with urgency and hope, gale warning, carbon neutrality now, and red alert, keep oil and gas in the ground. These are not extreme measures, but the agreed solutions for governments to implement. We don't dare to say which desires of Bradford residents should be banned and which should not, and nor should our council or its employees. So, we sincerely hope that you can talk to us without delay and agree to allow our materials to be kept in the Climate Emergency Garden in Centenary Square. We would be quite happy to move from the current bed to the side of the Magistrates' Court to the bed you suggested in front of Nando's. On behalf of Bradford 2025 City of Climate Culture.